Hello, NBA fans. It's time! This episode will mark the beginning of playoff basketball. The playoffs began yesterday and brought the usual madness it brings every single year. First, however, we will talk about some important games played during the last week which were not playoff games. We will speak about two playoff games in this episode. Let's not waste a moment and dive straight into the first playoff edition of the NBA, the week that was. Unfortunately, the matchup between the Hawks and the Bucks will be the last Hawks game I speak about this season. The Bucks defeated the Hawks in Milwaukee 115 to 107. Despite the loss, Alex Len went off and got a career-high 33 points, including 6 three-pointers. Great job, Alex. Now let's talk about the Hawks as a whole. It started off horribly, but the Hawks season was better than most expected, including myself. I'll be going more in depth on each team's season during the offseason, so here's a brief recap of the Hawks season. Like I said, the Hawks had one of the worst starts to a season in franchise history, going 5 for 20 in the first 25 games. Our polarizing rookie, Trae Young, couldn't make a shot. John Collins was hurt, and no one could really step up. Having said that, as the season went along, John Collins started playing at an extraordinary level. Trae and his backcourt partner Kevin Huerter gained confidence and are looking like the Splash Brothers of the East. Things were looking different. To end the year, the Hawks were regarded as one of the surprises of the season with their accelerated rebuild, and according to many analysts, if free agency and the draft go our way, the Hawks will be looking like the dynasty of the future. Now let's get to the sad stuff. On Monday, Dirk Nowitzki played his last game at home for the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, after dropping 30 points against the Suns to lead them to a 120-109 victory, Dirk Nowitzki announced his retirement. Congratulations, Mr. Nowitzki. You have truly earned this retirement. The 40-year-old German spent 21 years in the league, and all 21 of those years were on the Dallas Mavericks. He is the prime example of loyalty and should be a legend in the eyes of everyone around the world. He led the Mavericks to the playoffs for 15 years and got them a ring in the process. He won the 2007 MVP, the 2011 Finals MVP, and has 14 All-Star appearances in his career. He is 6th on the all-time point scorers list and holds many franchise records for the Mavericks, including points and rebounds. Overall, Dirk is an All-Star, MVP, Hall of Famer, but most importantly, he's a living legend. Congrats, Mr. Nowitzki. Congratulations. Let's move from one legend to another. On Tuesday, Dwyane Wade played the final game of his career with his best friends LeBron James, Chris Paul, and Carmelo Anthony watching along on the sidelines. Wade went on to score 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists in a 113-94 loss to the Brooklyn Nets. D-Wade is another legend who will go down as one of the greatest players this league has ever seen. The 36-year-old has 3 rings, 1 Finals MVP, and 13 All-Star appearances. Wade has seen it all in his life, from being forced to live without his mom due to a drug addiction to her, all the way to leading the Heat to a championship in 2006. Wade has fought his way to the top, and he deserves to stay there. He is regarded as a god in Miami and is worshipped by basketball lovers just like me. Wade was the type of guy you knew could take over the game in a matter of minutes and completely obliterate the opposition. See him go on his farewell tour and trade jerseys with common players just shows that Wade is a great person altogether. We will never forget you, Wade County. Thank you. I hope you got the tears out of your eyes, but if you're a Raptors fan, more tears will be on their way. On Saturday, Game 1 of the Raptors-Magic series played out. It was a close game till the end, but of all people, DJ Augustin had 25 points, 6 assists, and a cold-blooded 3 with 1 second left to silence the Raptor crowd and to steal the deal for the Magic. The final score was 104-101, and the Magic have secured a 1-0 lead in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. There was no doubt that the Magic played great basketball, but a big reason for their victory was the perennial absence of Kyle Lowry in the playoffs. Since what seems like the beginning of time, Kyle Lowry plays like a 5-year-old in the playoffs. In this game, he went 0 for 7 from the field to give him 0 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. A player who has been the second star on a 50-plus win team scores 0 points. I would be surprised if this happened with anyone else, but not Kyle. This man is straight garbage in the playoffs, and that is a fact which is accepted by everyone in the world. Kyle Lowry, get your act straight, otherwise suffer the wrath of the haters from around the globe after you lose to the Magic in 4 games because you don't know how to play the game of basketball. In our last game of this episode, Stephen Curry scored 38 points on 8 3-pointers made to beat the Clippers 121-104 and grab a 1-0 lead on his historic performance. His 8 3-pointers not only sealed the game, but they also moved him past Ray Allen on the list of most 3-pointers made in playoff history. Steph currently has 386 threes made and could quite possibly reach the 450 to 500 mark in these playoffs alone. The Clippers put up a strong fight, but they don't have anyone close to having the output Steph has. Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams put up solid 20-point performances off the bench, but it just isn't enough against quite possibly the greatest group of players in history. After watching Game 1, the road to victory will be very tough for the Clippers, but it is possible. In the first half, they contained everyone besides Steph at a great level. In the future, the Clippers need to continue doing that and let Steph do his thing. Yes, I believe this will work, because even though it is possible, it'll be very tough for Curry to match this performance night in and night out. I'm rooting for the underdogs, so let's see if they can pull off some magic and win a game or two. And with that, we wrap up this emotional and crazy episode of this podcast. Players are tired, upsets occurred, but overall it was a great week of basketball. Now that the playoffs have begun, the new format for the first round of the playoffs will include me speaking about each of the 8 series played. I hope you enjoy. Catch you next week on the NBA, the week that was. See ya!